Hey everybody, I'm Simon Rex. Welcome to Between the Speakers, brought to you by FUSER. That's right, baby, FUSER, makers of the new video game that, I can't wait to get my hands on and be a DJ. I mean, don't you want to be a DJ? My guest today wants to be a DJ, and her husband is technically a DJ. We got the amazing and talented Brittany Furlan in the studio. It's my first episode of Between the Speakers where we have guest in the studio, 6 feet away, social distance. Both of us came out negative on our, on our tests for the COVID, so we're good to go. And well, I'm excited to get her in here because she's a unicorn. Let's just be realistic. Brittany is smart, funny, beautiful. She checks all the boxes, and we'll get in here and just hang out and catch up and see what happens. It's always a mystery with her. How are you guys doing out there? Is everybody hanging in there? You guys good? Are we? I was just thinking about this the other day, how normal it is now, how abnormal everything is, right? Like I was wearing my mask and I got the temperature gun put on my forehead as the guy had his his mask on as I was entering a store. And I said to myself 6 months ago, if you would have told me, if you would have just zoomed out and shown what this scene looks like, I would have been like, this is a bizarre dream. Are we in the Twilight Zone? What year is it? 2097? No, baby. This is the middle of summer in 2020. Things are scaring me how normal it is, of how bizarre everything is. You guys get what I'm saying? It's actually just becoming normal now to just drive through an empty city. I was in San Francisco, ghost town, nobody around. So look, I'll be honest with you guys. I like to get a massage. Okay, I'm guilty of that. A sad ending. I like to get a massage. And you know what? That's one of the things that is not happening right now. You ain't getting a massage, so forget about it. I don't think that massage is a luxury. I feel that massage is a necessity. We get all wound up. We're on our phones all day, right? We're hunched over our phones. We're driving like this. You need to open up that thoracic, right? Thoracic Park. So I've been, doing my own massage. I got one of those massage guns, but it's kind of hard to get your own, tickle your own Elmo. But I'm learning. And you basically just open up that thoracic. So I want you guys at home right now watching this to go, if you have a foam roller, those, what I'm talking about, the big foamies. You want to lay on it right down your spine and put the base of your neck all the way down to your spine on it. And this is what my physical therapist told me. And he said, get out of my office. And you lay down and you open up like this, right? Just like this. That's all I'm doing, baby. Look, profile. I almost burped. And then you open all this up because we're too crammed over like this, and I don't think it's natural. So I'm here to help. I'm going to try to give you guys some physical/spiritual Merlin wisdom every episode, including that. Open up that thoracic, baby. You know what I'm saying? I've been staying pretty healthy. I think one of the things people aren't talking about enough during this pandemic is your immune system. And look, I'm not acting like I'm some doctor, which is annoying that everybody thinks they're a doctor and knows the facts when all of us are just kind of figuring it out. But here's my point. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Health. I feel that nobody's talking enough about your immune system, baby. So get your 8 hours sleep, drink your water. You need to laugh and play and, be a silly goose. And, maybe, that feeling when you're a kid and you play. I was watching this documentary recently and it was showing how animals play in the animal kingdom. And as we become adults, I think we get too serious and we don't play and roll around enough. So me and the lady friend the other day, we pulled over and we were at some beach and I just start running full speed sprinting, tackle her. We're playing like little kids and I didn't abuse her. It was a fun tackle. And the point is, it felt so therapeutic to just laugh and play. And I think that we've been robbed of that. Even before the pandemic, we've been robbed of just playing. So I encourage you guys to get out there, be healthy, get your sleep, drink water orally, okay? And I want you guys to just play. Lighten up. Be a silly goose. It ain't that serious. But, it is kind of serious. But that's the point, okay? If you guys loosen up a little bit, have fun. Watch some comedy videos. Maybe don't watch the news all day. Get off your social media a little bit. I delete mine for a few days at a time. I'm addicted. I can't lie. I'm extremely addicted. So, like I just looked at it right there. So I think it's just important, and I'm just sharing my experience with the regalia to you guys. Get off the phone. Get outside. Play, whatever you can do. We're going to get through this, all right? So let's get right to it. Normally, I cut to Brittany via computer because my guest would be at home, but she was adamant about coming into the studio in person. So without further ado, I'd love to welcome the lovely and talented Brittany Furlan. Yay, get in here, girl. Yay, applause track.
I clap for myself.
It's okay. Welcome to the show. You and I go way back like car seats.
Oh my God, we go all the way back.
We've known each other since, what, Vine?
2010.
2010. No, more than that. Wait, because Vine was...
2013.
Was that when Vine was out?
Yes.
7 years ago. I
yes.
feel like it was longer than that.
Wow. It's been 7 years.
So, yeah, let's see. So, I'm not good at math, but I guess if 2013, we're in 2020, 7 years. I feel like it was longer.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yes.
Yeah. So,
I have to use my fingers.
Yeah. You and I, we met at a beautiful afternoon in Los Angeles. I was walking out of Funny or Die. You were walking in. I had a pilot with them, and I'll never forget. It was a social media pilot where I was going to like riff kind of like Tosh.0, but on social media stuff.
Yeah.
And they actually said, oh, we just don't think social media is going to be that big. I was like, all right, you guys have no idea what's going on. But anyway, thanks for the opportunity, guys. So anyway, that's when I met you.
And then you made fun of me as soon as you met me.
Yeah, that's how we met.
You literally shit on me.
Bar, yeah.
You were like, let's do a Vine. I was like, okay, I had no idea what you're gonna say. And you're like, here's Brittany Furlan. She's not funny. Bye. And like that was like the Vine. And I was like,
well, oh wait, can we high five during fake high five?
Yeah.
So yes, that's how we met. So I established a banter with you that was very self-deprecating / making fun of you because I knew you could take it because you have thick skin, which you're a rare combination of beauty mixed with comedy, which is so rare.
Thanks.
Who does that?
Well, I purchased the beauty. The comedy was there.
You're a beautiful person, and you have always been fearless in your comedy. So
yes,
that's pretty rare that most people, period, are too conscious of themselves to be a silly goose. Much less attractive women, some attractive men. Now
I'm all about that silly goose life.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
I know. So
you gotta be a silly goose.
You gotta be a silly goose. Well, because underneath it, we're crying under the inside.
Always.
Right.
Yeah, we all have pain that we're just trying to.
Right.
Like, let's make some jokies. Then we won't remember all our trauma.
Totally. Yeah. Let's cover the pain with a superficial joke. I'm dying inside. Yeah. No, see, I'm Jewish, so therefore that falls under the umbrella of my DNA. But you're not Jewish.
No, I'm Italian, but we have the same guilt.
We're the same. Italians, Jews, same.
Same thing.
We both are very animated at
we
dinner.
talk with our hands. We got the noses.
Yeah.
You know.
My nose keeps getting bigger.
I kind of noticed that.
You didn't
I kind of noticed that.
So so they say your ears and your nose never stop growing, especially in Jewish men. And I'm going to get, by the time this podcast is over, I'm going to be Pinocchio Gandolfini. It's going to be bad. So.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I know it's bad.
Have you had a nose job?
No. What, really? This honker? Would I get it bigger? I mean, no. If anything, I need to go down. But I'm afraid to go under the knife.
No, don't get one.
Yeah,
they look weird on men.
Yeah, I feel like a man could have a big phallic nose.
It look nice on men.
It's like a Roman statue.
A big nose looks nice on a man.
Small penis, big nose. Now, so you moved to LA. Was that right around when you moved to LA?
No, I moved to LA in like 2005.
Oh my God. So you were already here for like 7
I was
years.
just literally eating ramen and like sleeping on the floor for like 10 years until Vine came out.
That builds character. That builds your brand of humor. Struggle
City.
You're from Philly.
From Philly.
In the city or suburbia?
Right outside the city. But we would go to the city every weekend. But Upper Bucks County.
Can I drink this over the...
Drink it over that. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Water orally every day. Okay, so now there's so many things I hear and I don't know what to believe, but I do know this. Immune system, keep it crispy.
Keep it crispy.
Sleep your 8 hours, drink a lot of water, have a good... I feel sorry for people who are single during this pandemic because... and I'm not singling anybody out if you're watching. I'm not trying to be mean. I actually, because I have a girlfriend and I can't imagine sitting in a little apartment by myself. I would lose it.
Okay, but have you heard the opposite?
That people are thriving in this?
No, that people are getting divorced.
Oh, I've heard that for sure. It's an ultimate test.
What about your friends? Have you have any friends that are getting divorced?
I have a couple who are said that this has been the ultimate like truth serum of their relationship, and it's been like if there's a crack in anything, it's going to be exposed. I think during all this, right?
Some people have spent no time together, in real life, like they're always wrestling off to work or whatever. And now you're forced.
Yes.
To sit and look each other in the eye.
Right, which I think that what even goes one step further is I've heard from a couple people like I don't like my children. How heavy is that?
Well, I heard that as soon as they were born. They're like, oh, it's really cute. And like, here's some Instagram photos. And then behind the scenes, my girlfriends are texting me, this thing never fucking sleeps.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what to do. It shits all the time. It's throwing up. Like, it's not what I thought it was.
Once you call it, then you know you probably shouldn't have had it.
Which is why I'm never having kids.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I'd love to discuss this topic because I am on the fence. I'm 45 years old, but I have the body of a 44-year-old. So I'm thinking this. I could still, as a man, I can still have kids, right? As a man, I can still have kids because you see, like Mick Jagger popped one out at 72.
Oh my God.
And he has toxic sperm.
I know.
I think.
It's just a Jack Daniels with a face.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just
Mick Jack Daniels.
Mick Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I'm torn between having kids and not having kids. It's a big decision. I just see
feel
a
like
lot of
you'd be a
people.
great dad.
I think so too. I would be really good at abandoning it and neglecting it. But I am torn because I think it'd be so great to have a kid, but I love selfishly my space, independence, freedom. Like right now, you're like, hey, we're going to Bali for 6 weeks. You want to come? I can't. It wants to go to bed. You know what I mean? So I'm torn.
Well, I mean, honestly, right now I feel like is the best time to have a kid because it's like,
Really?
who knows? Well, because you're going to be stuck. I feel like we're going to be stuck in America in this situation for a long time, to be honest. Because nobody's wearing masks. Nobody's protecting themselves. I mean, we're here because we both had tests and we're both negative.
Right.
So that's fine.
Right.
But, no one cares. I mean, honestly,
It's a weird thing.
I was in Florida like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, they don't give a shit.
They give no shit.
Yeah, Texas and Florida are like, whatever, dude.
They're like, I dare Corona to come meet me and my shotgun in the face.
Right?
Like, they don't care
They don't
at
care.
all. I was in a restaurant. Nobody was wearing masks. I was wearing a mask until I had to eat. I mean, they really just, like, don't give a fuck.
Do you feel that the mask is a good thing for being anonymous out in public? Because you probably get approached a lot and bothered.
No, I don't get bothered. by
Really?
it.
You
No.
don't?
I'm going to cough, but it's not Corona.
Okay. Like, have you ever been more scared to sneeze in your life?
Never.
Right? You
And
walk
I have
outside.
really bad allergies.
Everyone, they look
everyone's
at you like, yeah, it's crazy.
People-
Especially, people in LA obviously are extremely dramatic to
Yeah.
us. And I feel that here more than anywhere else. I was just in San Francisco as well, very politically correct. Everyone's cool. You know, they're going to wear the mask. But then I was just in Texas recently, and it was the complete opposite. I get in an Uber, and the guy, it says, you know, when you get in an Uber, it says you have to mandatory mask in the Uber. So I get in, and the driver isn't wearing a mask. And I'm like, hey, you don't have to wear a mask? And he's like, oh, man, where are you from? We don't believe in that shit out here. And I was like, oh, okay. And then sure enough, my buddy who I was with got it. Who was on this trip with me on a surf trip. There's a surf pool in Texas.
He got it
My
while you guys
friend
were together?
Well, a group of us went on a surf trip, and I didn't get it.
How sick did he get?
He said he's just had cold, flu symptoms. He's fine. But the point is that they were so cavalier and didn't give a fuck that it was concerning. And there you go. And now Texas is having a big spike.
Huge.
And
Florida
Yeah.
and us, which
Right,
is kind of strange
California.
because I feel like a lot of people here are obeying the rules, but
right.
secretly they're having like parties and meetups and
people are still banging for sure. People are having sexual intercourse, I feel.
You know what's so weird is that like they're having like social distance hangouts, but it's like not really social distancing.
Right.
And they're like, I've seen people on my Instagram like having people over their houses and calling it like a social distance hang, but they're sitting like very close and they're like,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of, I mean, here's the statistic my doctor sent me is if like two people are wearing a mask, even if they're not N95, just if someone who has COVID and someone who isn't are both wearing masks, the chance of you getting it is like 20%. And then if the person who is wearing, the person with COVID is wearing a mask and you're not wearing a mask, the chance of you getting it's like 30%. And then it like goes up. But if it's like if two people are wearing masks, the chance of you getting it are pretty low.
So just wear the mask. I
Just
don't
wear
understand
the
why it's
mask.
become such a political issue. And
I
also,
think it's people just like my rights. Like Americans are so about their rights.
It's
and
like you could still have a gun and say whatever you want. Relax.
It's
No
like
one's trying to
people
take
are-
away your rights. Just be cool. And
people are trying to save your life.
Well,
Like
you
they're
know,
looking
it's-
at it on the wrong way.
And also, yeah, totally. I think,
They think it's like
getting
systemic
political.
control.
Yeah, it's like, no, I got a couple friends who are deep. I'm sure you have these conspiracy theorist friends.
Oh yeah.
What do you do about I'm having a hard time with it more than ever for the first time. I'm having a real hard time with the conspiracy theory stuff because it's becoming political. And now it's like we talking about it's becoming, well, I'm not wearing a mask because it's all a lie and it's created in a lab and this and that. And there is no germs. And it's like, no, dude. Okay, well, what if you're wrong? How about that? What if you're wrong?
Yeah.
So you're 100% right. Like, I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. But then they think you're a sheep and, oh, you just watch mainstream media and you're a sheep. It's like, well, you're an Instagram, YouTube sheep because you're just regurgitating what some weirdo wrote on a flat earth page.
I mean, here's what the thing is. My brother is a conspiracy theorist, and he thinks the whole thing is made up.
Here, spray.
Thanks.
Okay.
Just put this.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
My brother thinks it's all made up, and I try to tell him, I'm like, well, what about the people that actually have it? I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason why it's not, he's like, well, I don't know anybody with it. I'm like, yeah, well, thank God, because
Right.
if everyone knew someone with it, it'd be a lot worse.
We're
than,
getting towards that. I know a
but
few people with it now. It finally, like, for the first time, it's starting to become a thing that I know people that got it. And here's the way I look at it too. It's like, well, I want to see my mom, who's 75 years old, and give her a hug. It's that simple.
Right.
I can't do that right now. You know what I mean? Like, I saw my mom twice, and we had to social distance, which is just weird in itself. And you know what's weird too to me is how quick we're automatically just live. It's just normal now to be wearing a mask and having a dude put a temperature gun at your forehead
to go into any
store.
building.
And it's just normal now. And I'm just, sometimes if you just zoom out and you're like, wait, if 6 months ago you would have shown me what's happening right now, you'd be like,
Scary,
what is
right?
going on? But yeah, it's just normal now.
Well, the sooner that people, and I just tell this to my brother, if you want this all to go away, the fastest thing you can do to get it to go away is abide by the rules right now.
Yeah.
Just wear a fucking mask.
That's it.
Okay? If
No big
everyone
deal.
did their part and did that, then it'll be over with sooner than later.
That's it.
And then you won't have to wear one. No one's trying to do it to ruin your life.
No.
They're just trying to get the numbers down.
That's
it's
it.
for the greater good.
That's it.
If you don't believe in the greater good, then don't do it.
Yeah. And it's actually, if you treat it like a game, it's kind of fun. Like you're in a sci-fi movie and you get to wear a mask and you go, oh, did I touch this?
My husband loves it.
It's like a game. Have fun with it.
He loves it because no one comes up to him and bothers
Yeah,
him.
see, that's what I meant.
Especially like with the social distancing now, because like people would always be like, can I get a picture? Can I get this? Can I get that? And they always want to shake his hand and hug him, and like he's fine with that. But now he kind of like loves it because like no one wants to come near anybody.
Right. That's why I was asking you earlier. You must be happy because you don't get bothered so much, covered face. I don't get bothered that much, but I've noticed when I get the mask on, I could just be anonymous, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, he
Feels
loves
good.
it.
So
he's like, it's the best thing. Like, I mean, excuse me, other than like obviously being a terrible situation,
Right.
but he's like so happy that he can go do stuff and not have people constantly.
And we're talking about Tommy Lee. I'm sure people watching
Yeah.
know this, but Tommy Lee, who's a legend. I've met him once. I feel like I already know him. He's one of those guys I grew up as such a fan of Motley Crue that I feel like he's one of those. And he's one of those few people, they always say you don't want to meet your heroes. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
I remember meeting him, and it's like, how is he going to be a cool guy? And he was such a cool guy.
He's so nice
right?
to
You wouldn't be
everybody.
with him if he wasn't.
No, he's like the nicest guy. That's
So
what's
you're like-
so crazy.
He's bad boy, but nice guy.
But like I mean, listen, I've dated so many guys in LA, and guys that don't even have the right to be bad boys or like jerks. We're jerks, and he has every right to be like a jerk, and he's so kind and so sweet and just so he's such a good husband. I lucked out. I'm so lucky.
And you were telling me last time I saw you, you're like, yeah, you know why marriage is great, Simon, and you should try it. It's because you can't just run. You can't just bail. You got to stick it out and work through stuff.
For everything.
Right?
I think that's a lot of people give up. I mean, that's one thing my girlfriends, like I said, are all texting me right now, like, God, how are you dealing with this? You're stuck at home with your person and blah, blah, blah. And you guys want to kill each other? And I'm like, no, actually, he's like my best friend. And we already spend 24 hours a day together even before this. So this has actually brought us even closer.
So relationship advice, I always hear, this is a constant that I hear a lot, is that you want a best friend.
Yes.
You want a partner in crime.
Marry your best friend.
Right.
If you marry for looks, if you marry for anything other than someone that you really get along with, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because looks fade.
Yeah.
Money doesn't solve all your problems,
Right.
whatever. But if you marry someone that you genuinely are like, dude, I could hang out with this person forever, you're good to go.
Yeah, I feel that's a really that's a big one, that you want a partner in crime. Can you be stuck in an airport for 6 hours on a layover? Can you
Ask yourself that.
Right? Can you travel in a little RV together for a month and not want to kill each other? Those little things, because you basically, that's like you want or your ride or die. Is that what it's called?
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
And that's the thing, is like sometimes people will be like, oh, well, like this guy's not the hottest, but we get along really well. I'm like, be with the guy you get along with really well. Be with the guy that makes you laugh. Be with that person, because honestly, like all this stuff is all temporary.
Yeah, look at all these grays I got coming in, but I feel I look like a wise Merlin now.
You
like
do.
I went from he's a
Definitely a
cute little
Merlin.
silly goose to wise old Merlin, and I got grays
He's a
on the
silly
side.
Merlin. Yeah.
Do you see?
It's nice. It's good.
It's a little salt. Do I believe you?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you do. You age very well.
I'm a fine wine, hun.
You really do. You don't look bad at all.
You know why? Because I feel that I did the preservatives over the years for being in LA. I didn't do the party drugs that everybody thinks are I actually did slow and low. I hibernated a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't. But the one thing that I'll tell you people out there that I've learned is Paris Hilton, of all people, told me these wise words. She said when she was young, like in her teens or something, that some beautician, is that a word?
Yes,
Beautician
yes.
told her, stay out of the sun, honey.
Oh God, I lay in the sun.
Me too.
24/7.
And I'm getting crow's feet. And it doesn't matter. I'm a
you?
guy.
No,
I'm a
you
guy.
look nice.
I'm a guy, so I can get away with some gray
Yeah.
crow's feet. But definitely, it's humbling. I'm in my mid 40s now, and it's so humbling to
See wrinkles.
yeah, wrinkles and
Getting
gray.
that Crocodile Dundee look.
Yeah, get over here, you little. Wait, that was
Just
that even
starting to look
Australian?
like a Florida handbag. Just like an old lady just fucking lays in the sun 24/7.
Corona.
Oh my God,
it's
no,
so
for
true.
real.
I know. So anyway, yeah, you've preserved extremely well. I preserved well. We
I'm
did
not
good
that
for
old,
being.
but I'm getting there.
But you're
You're
married.
like, you preserved really well. I'm
for
17.
for a 47-year-old. So okay.
You look great for 56. I'm 33. I'm dead. People think I'm in my 40s all the time.
Was it because you are with a man who's in his 40s?
He's in his 50s.
Oh, he looks
but
good for
No,
his-
he looks great.
Yeah, and he partied. Let's be
A
real.
lot.
Oh yeah, and you have no judgment whatsoever.
No, he
I
looks great.
love that. See, you want to accept
I actually
somebody
love
for
the stories.
yeah, right. You could just sit there and be like, "Tell me more."
I love it.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, we killed a man."
I'm like, well, not that one. I don't want to know that
No,
one.
yeah.
But I love hearing about his past. I think it's interesting.
It's made him who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to be honest. Like I was the biggest, and still am. Motley Crue was such a part of my life. Like that was like. In my rebel teen years, Motley Crue got a lot of play on that white
Yeah.
cassette. Yeah, Motley Crue and Too Short were my two favorite, and I got Too Short on this podcast coming up, and I got you, and maybe one day we'll get Tommy. I feel like he'd be a good fit because
Yeah.
you said he likes to DJ, right?
He DJs.
Well,
Him and DJ Arrow. I mean, he
Who's
did
DJ
the
Arrow?
Methods of Mayhem.
Oh yeah,
So,
Methods of Mayhem. I
Methods
remember
of
when
Mayhem, he had
that's when I went to his house. So what year did that come out? Hey, if you have a
don't know
minute,
when Methods
Isaac,
of Mayhem
can you look
started.
up Methods of Mayhem, Tommy Lee, and see what year that project came out?
in like 2010.
10-ish? More?
I think it was like 2005.
Okay, so I called it exactly. I said 15 years ago. I went to his house right when Methods of Mayhem started because that's how I was invited over there. Was some, I don't know if it was Mickey Avalon or someone's like, hey, Tommy's having a little house party and he's got this new project, Methods of Mayhem, and that was then.
Do you remember
So-
how big Get Naked was? For the kids that are listening to this, they probably don't even know.
I don't
that
even
song.
remember that, but I have a horrible memory.
Come
Was that the big
Are
song?
you kidding me?
Wait,
It was huge.
Wait, for Methods of Mayhem?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember.
Get naked.
Oh, that was the main
Come
song.
on, baby, make it hot. Remember, Little Kim was in it, riding
Oh my
a giant
God, that's
rooster. Do you remember
right.
that song?
Now
Come on, you were like
now
an
I'm
MTV
pretending
VJ.
I remember. I don't.
I'll play it for you
Okay,
later.
okay. So check this out. This video game that we're here having you hang out with us it's an amazing game where you get to DJ, not unlike Guitar Hero or I don't know if you remember Guitar Hero where you're
Yeah,
playing in the living room,
course.
Rock Band. Similar in that you are the rock star in your living room. So I can only imagine you and Tommy.
I already pretend I'm that all the time. I always wanted to
Did
be
you
a
pretend
DJ.
to be a groupie and then you're like, "Get over here,
I
sexy."
just, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
baby.
We role play that.
Oh,
No,
that's
I'm
great.
just kidding. Hey, I have backstage passes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the game's called FUSER. You get to be a DJ. I don't know how to DJ in real life, but with this game, you could be your own rock star. Can we show a clip, please? I would love to show you. So there. Oh, that's you.
Oh my God! You
So-
get to make your own avatar.
I believe you make your own avatar to look like. Actually, that's a good technical question. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I don't know if you make your own avatar. The game's not out yet. It's still getting. It's almost there. But look at this. You get to pull the parts from different songs, such as LMFAO.
Stop and
You
mix them?
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost like you're mixing and mashing, similar to the best DJs out there, like a Mark Ronson or whomever, and you're just kind of blending. You're taking a DMX vocal track and you're mixing it with on an old town road.
Oh my God!
and-
People are gonna have so much fun with
right,
this,
including us. So I'll get you
I
a
would
copy.
love to. I mean, Tommy's loves this kind of stuff.
So and it's almost like cheating because you could do no wrong. Like it's DJing's pretty tricky stuff. It'll sound
know.
offbeat and let's be honest. I'm white and don't have a lot of rhythm, but with this you will always be in sync. And anyway, you get to DJ in your living room and have a little festival. So I'll get you a copy.
I would love
Okay,
that.
good. And and once this whole pandemic's over, we'll do a little house party. Me, you, Tommy, Mickey Avalon, and we're gonna have a glass of vino and play this game and get tipsy.
Well, we're sober, but we'll watch you have.
Oh,
a
are
glass.
you sober? I'll drink wine. So
You can drink the wine for us.
Oh no, but I don't want to bring alcohol into a sober person's house.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sober, but I have been sober
Yeah,
at
you
intervals.
were
Yeah, I go back
sober
and
for a
forth all the
while,
time.
yeah.
I do little breaks. I like to
Yeah,
break it up.
yeah.
Do you ever miss a glass of wine? What is it that you
I
miss?
actually hate drugs and alcohol.
Good for
'Cause
you.
I'm already insane.
I know.
So
I mean, no,
anything
sorry.
extra, you're like, I know.
You absolutely
Anything
insane.
extra just makes me worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I would never had a glass of wine and went, oh, that fixes it.
Right.
I have a glass of wine and I'm like, oh, here comes more personalities.
Right.
You know, it's kind of scary.
Right.
It's not fun.
You're naturally drunk.
Naturally, I'm
Right.
insane. So
Right,
my
right.
brain is already on a different level than everyone else. So why am I going to do something that makes it even worse where I already can't relate as a normal person?
Right.
I never drank any alcohol and went, oh, this is great, ever. Or did
Yeah.
any drug and loved it.
And as I even said it, like I'm not even like drinking's never been my thing. Like if anything, when I drink a glass of wine, I immediately have a hangover.
Yeah,
Immediately, I get a headache.
Yep.
I get dehydrated.
It's poison.
It really is. And I found out I did one of those allergy tests recently. Found
You're
out I'm allergic
to alcohol.
I don't know if it was alcohol, but I'm allergic to like wheat, gluten, all these things, and a lot of beer and alcohol is made with that. So
Yeah, all
I
of it.
immediately get stuffed up and.
It's not great.
I was just trying to invite myself to your house, and I thought wine would be my in, but turned out that I got the door closed in my face. But yeah, I never was much of a drinker, and it's interesting because I always thought that would be the toughest one to be addicted to. Because imagine if you're an alcoholic and you just out in the world, everywhere you go, there's alcohol.
I
It's not like you
know.
can hide from it. That would be a tough one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so glad I didn't like drugs or drinking because otherwise it would be totally messed up.
So you are naturally okay. So a friend of mine he's a PhD, best-selling author, and a doctor, smartest guy I know. And he said something really interesting once. He said all babies are drunk and all kids are on psychedelics. So if you think about it, like a baby's always sitting there like
They do look drunk.
they're drunk, and then once they turn to be like 4 to 10, they're running around. Pow, pow. They're like on
Yeah,
acid basically.
yeah.
So yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. So full circle back to having kids. I don't know if I want a drunk drug addict running around my house. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's funny because my girlfriend just had a baby and she's like 6 months old, and they came and stayed with us for 4 days. And my husband was like, if you want to see what it's like having a kid, I want you to get up every time that baby cries.
Well,
Every single time.
But
So-
you're like, honey, I don't want one. It's okay.
No,
But yeah.
I didn't know. I was like,
Right.
maybe, right? So she
Right.
came and stayed with us for 4 days, and every time the baby cried, I got up, and literally after the end of the 4 days, I like had a cold. I was tired. I was
Right.
exhausted. I
You
was
need
just like,
your
I don't want
sleep.
anything to do with it. I need so much sleep.
How much sleep do you average?
I sleep like 12 hours a night.
No, you said this before. I don't believe you
I
sleep
love
half
it.
your.
Yes.
Not, okay,
half
you're
my life
exaggerating.
away. I sleep so much. I went to bed at
So-
12 last night. I woke up at 12 today.
But is that okay?
I mean, I think it's just my brain is so exhausted because it's like brrrr, like this. So when I get to sleep, my body's like, oh, thank God she shut the fuck up for 5 seconds. Like
Right.
let her stay quiet. Like let her rest. Because then I wake back up and I'm like, I don't
do
have
you-
like
I love-
have like a slow wake up. I'm just like right
you
away.
wake. Yeah, you wake.
Psychotic.
How soon do you look at your phone after you wake up?
Immediately.
Okay.
It's horrible. It's the worst
I
thing
love-
ever. Every psychologist I've ever had is like, put your phone in another
Yeah,
room, blah, blah, blah. I'm
yeah.
like, no, I can't do that, okay?
Okay, so you go to therapy. I do too.
I do.
And I've been going to therapy on and off my whole life. I always kind of, it's like, it's something that I know when I need it. And there's no shame in it. A lot of
No,
people
it's
like,
great.
some people actually like, you go to therapy. It's like, yeah, we all
Do
need
people
it.
say that to you
Yeah.
in 2020?
I know, right?
I feel like people brag about going to therapy now.
Well, I'm kind of bragging here. Well, look, it's definitely a luxury and it's a privilege to be able even to afford to be able to go to
Yes.
therapy. But what goes on in between my ears is enough to drive a man cuckoo.
Absolutely.
So, or a woman cuckoo, anyone cuckoo. I'm out of my mind. I
I
think
know
that's
you
how
are.
you and I
Yeah,
connected. Is
relate.
we are both built from the same DNA, which
Yeah.
is we're psychotic.
People think we're like on speed and we're not. This is just us.
Everyone thinks I'm on coke. I'm like, dude, you don't even understand. This is natural.
You're like, I drank a Coca-Cola and this is what it did to me.
You don't even do coffee.
No, I can't. I'm too spun out
Oh my
already.
God.
If
So
I
you're
do
naturally
coffee,
there.
if I drank a cup of coffee and came here, I would be shaking.
Yeah.
Because my body's already so like I have to constantly slow myself down.
You seem to have. I'll give you this though. I think both of us, and we're still out of our mind, but I feel like both of us have somewhat settled in the because when we
Calmed.
first met each other,
Yeah.
I think Vine was the era where you could just be an ADD maniac.
Yeah.
We did some fun Vines together. You and I had a few really fun reoccurring. What's the term? Not reoccurring, but bits that we would do regularly.
the crazy girlfriend.
The crazy girlfriend. We did the fashion runway one.
Yes.
And I even think back on some of those stuff now would be considered politically incorrect. Like now,
Absolutely.
the climate is so, like I did a gay character called Twin Steven. I remember my mom would
remember
always say, Simon, you better be careful with that character. I'm like, Mom, the gay community loves Twin Steven. The only people who are offended are
the
people
straight
who
people.
Yes.
The straight white women.
There you go.
That's who found all the issues with my characters. Like, I did Ghetto Dora, and people were like, oh, you're not even Hispanic. You shouldn't be acting like you are. And I never even said she was Hispanic. I was just acting like a ghetto.
Yeah,
like,
you're the one who assumed by saying.
acting ghetto and like being, you know, whatever. I wasn't trying to be black or any race. And a bunch of white girls like attacked me and were like, remember Brittany Furlan's racist characters? And I'm like, I wasn't even trying to be a race.
Yeah, cancel culture nowadays. We probably would have been ostracized.
Immediately canceled.
Oh,
I think I did get canceled.
Did you?
Several times. Yeah.
But what do you mean by canceled? Like,
I think that people like. I mean, if you look at my amount of followers, I had 10 million followers on Vine, and I'm on Instagram now, and I only have 2.4 million. And look at like Rudy and Batch and Amanda and all the people that were at the top with me. They all have like 19, 20 million followers.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. The Instagram and Twitter, I thought were a little bit harder to get the numbers up. Like I don't know, for some reason, I feel that Rudy and that whole Shots crew, they had kind of the dream team.
Yeah.
Like if you and I happened to be in that little family, even though we're on the outs, we're like the adopted step cousin. But if we were in that immediate circle, we would probably have 10 million followers too, because they'll just shoot together. Yeah. And it's like and I get it, it's like a business. So they're doing their thing. And
Shots umbrella.
Shots umbrella. I remember you, me, Rudy. Like I made so many good friends from the Vine days. It was awesome. Like honestly, like it was such a creative format to all be able to get together and play with this toy and edit it. And it was, well, not really edit. It was 6 seconds long, which was the magic. And then I remember when it went up to like a minute or something, and then it was kind of over. Like the magic was gone once it got too long. There was something about the 6-second loop that the brain was just like, funny.
I know, but it's like weird because I feel like now if it came out again, like they're trying to do that Bite app.
Oh, what's that?
Have you heard of that? It's basically Vine.
Do you
it's called
TikTok?
Bite. I love TikTok.
Okay, I
have
haven't made that.
1.5 million followers on there.
I haven't done it yet.
I love it.
I
love it
old.
so much better than everything.
Really?
I love it even better than Vine.
Explain why.
Just because I just feel like it's relatable and it's so funny because it's not like, I don't know. It's just so much. It's easy, and I feel like everyone on there is so nice. Like I've rarely encountered evil people.
It's because it's just children dancing.
It's just fun, but it's not just dancing. There's a lot of comedy on there.
I don't know why.
It kind of just depends like what you get into on there. I'm in like the comedy side of it, and it's actually so funny. It's just like it's like memes but acted out.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, maybe I think I'm resisting it for some strange reason. I'm fighting
love it.
I don't know. Someone put a page up of all my old Vines, and someone's like, "Oh, your TikTok's doing great. You have 450,000 or some crazy number."
You should
do
it.
It's not me. Somebody else did my Vines and is doing well on there.
You should get
making
the account.
money. I know I should. So I've a couple of people have really strong armed me and tried to get me on TikTok, and I don't know what it is. I'm wary, not weary, but I'm wary.
It's fun.
Okay,
trust me.
All right,
I was the same way, and I got on super late.
Now, do you monetize it?
I've been offered brand deals, but I haven't done any yet. I just do it for fun because it's weird. Like with Vine, we got offered crazy money to do. At least I got offered insane money to post stuff, and with TikTok, it's like they're like, "We'll give you $500." I'm like.
See, that's another reason why I'm not that incentivized.
Not gonna do ads for people.
I guess at this point I'm just like, well, I don't really want more attention, but I want money.
Right.
I mean, we got all the attention. Like, look at me. I've been doing that for 20 years. Look at me. How about some money? Because I'm hanging on by a thread. But I'm glad that you stopped by, and it's always a pleasure to share space with you from 6 feet away.
Yes.
And also, I am so excited to get you a copy of this game when it comes out and not have a glass of wine with you.
Yay! I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
I want to be a DJ.
I know. Now you can.
I feel like that's what every influencer has become. Like they're like, nothing's working out. I'm just gonna be a DJ.
I know.
Like become a DJ.
I know. It's kind of obnoxious.
Crazy. There's a lot of DJs. Hey, good for them.
Yeah. You know what? That's the better attitude. Yeah. You're correct. I found myself just now being an undercover hater, feeling a negative vibration coming out of my torso at a person who simply wants to become a DJ. But I got to be honest, I've seen so many of the hot girls just turning knobs that I'm over it.
Yes.
But that'd be a funny bit for you to do.
Yeah,
don't you hate when people tell you what
and
bit
you're not
to
even
do?
like, I love it. Just hot and not even pressing any real buttons. Just
there's a joke.
That would be me though. That would be me just pretending and then have someone else doing all the work.
Totally.
Yeah, just wearing like a fluorescent like thing that just covers my nipples.
It's a new TikTok. I just came up with it.
Yeah, I love it.
Tag me on it.
I'll tag you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I love you, Cyber Hug, and thanks for coming by. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Let's just be honest. She's the best. Okay. She's the best. Better than me. Okay, I probably just lost a job. She's going to be the new host of the show, and I wouldn't even be upset because she's better than me. So thank you for stopping by, Brittany Furlan. We'll be sure to get you a copy of the game ASAP, and I'll see you guys next week on Between the Speakers.
Between the Speakers. Between the Speakers.
between the speakers.